What's up, everybody? It's Orga, and I decided to do a story time today, kind of switching it up. This story takes place about 6 years ago when I was actually 6 years old. I was about to start kindergarten, and my dad thought it would be a good idea to walk in the woods of a park. So we did, and it, for the most part, sounded like a good idea, so I was down, and I went with him. And we had a dog. We brought the dog with us, and her name was Ruby. She was a girl, and she was a year old. So we took the dog with us, like I just said, and this is important to the story. I had recently been bitten by a snake. So we were walking, and we were just kind of enjoying the walk. It was, we were just like pointing out the signs, and it was a pretty good walk. I liked to walk and stuff like that when I was 6, and the dog was being pretty good for the most part, and my dad gave me the leash and wrapped it around my wrist, which I was about 40 pounds, so not really a good idea, but either way, Ruby was being good. Like I just said, we were enjoying the trip, and I remember, like, my brother, or I think my brother was there, I don't know, but I was playing around on some, like, log somewhere there. It was like a giant tree stump, and I was jumping around and playing on it, and that was part of the story. And I think my brother started crying at one point. I think he got hurt somehow. I don't know. And then I don't know. That was just a thing I wanted to add to the story. It doesn't contribute anything. So we were chilling. We were still walking. And we got to, Ruby saw a squirrel. Okay? And as you know, dogs will chase after a squirrel, like, instantly. They see the squirrel, and Ruby was the same way. She saw the squirrel and instantly, like, started chasing after the squirrel, and I was behind her. And remember, the leash was wrapped around my wrist, so I couldn't do anything, and she took off. And I remember I was, like, rolling around and, getting all beaten up, and by the end of it, I was all beaten up, and, like, my only concern wasn't what had just happened. I didn't really care. It didn't matter to me. All I wanted to know was if I got bit by a snake, which I don't know why. It's kind of stupid, but I had recently been bitten by a snake, and I was very concerned about that. And eventually, the reality kicked in that that was definitely a serious thing. And my dad eventually said, like, friends are coming, and all I remember, it was hard for me to talk. It actually, like, I was crying so hard that it almost hurt, because, like, there were holes in my shirt, and I was 6, and I have a really bad pain threshold. And I just remember hearing my dad say, like, friends are coming. And when he said friends, he meant, like, ambulances and police. Like, I heard the sirens, too. And eventually I got picked up by the ambulance. And it was definitely, like, I've never forgotten it from the time I was 6. But you would think after this whole thing, I would hate dogs. But I actually have a dog. I have 2, one at my dad's and one at my grandma and grandpa's. So I really like dogs still, even though, like, that all happened. I got bit by a snake, and I own one too. So anyways, that was just a story I wanted to tell. If you guys would like to hear more stories like this, comment below, or just answer the card I'm going to put in the top right of the screen, and hope you ate your breakfast.